We have a Prince George's County mother who investigators say was killed in a violent attack by her ex and the father of her children. As our Alexis Wainwright found out, he was arrested but not held in jail for trying to strangle her just a few days prior.
The family of Sharita Criswell says she was a successful makeup artist who really enjoyed life. Now they want people to hear her story and know that there's help out there for those who need it.
We won't see her anymore. Not anymore.
Emotions are high as this new reality sinks in.
I can't believe he did this to the mother of his kids.
Family is mourning their loss. 29-year-old Sharita Criswell was shot and killed Saturday.
She was a beautiful person, a loving mother.
She was a mother of two.
They cry every day asking for their mom. But we gonna work through this and it's gonna get better.
Police say this man, 32-year-old Harry Lindsay, shot and killed her during an argument inside an apartment in Landover.
She did try to get away, but it was not in time. It was too late.
Police found Lindsay in less than 24 hours.
That's his nug here. All right. Deleted her. I guess he had just got out of jail and then they got into it. He went upside her head. Then they arrested him again. All right. Then they let him out after that. For whatever reason, they let him out. Then he went back and deleted her.
Extremely unfortunate. Worst case scenario with these toxic relationships. This is water on this level. You know, this is not some made that sister rest
and we see the pictures of her respectfully. They both look like they be outside. And chances are she probably served this ninja some black pill, probably was sleeping with his ops. Y'all know how this go, man. It's unfortunate.
These dudes that the majority of bonquishas are sleeping with, we acknowledge they are emotionally unhinged. That's why we say when y'all sisters down and out, stop coming on dating shows when you homeless and downtrodden. Cause insidious nug like him come creeping in, he see your wounds and he know where to poke. Just extremely unfortunate. May she rest in peace.
Yeah, this sister here looked like any typical woman that come up on Kendra, one of these boss chicks. I'm sure, like you say, if man do something like this, she was sleeping around. Ain't no doubt about it. I don't condone it. I don't think it's right. But normally when you see this, that's more than likely it. Y'all too emotional as men. This is crazy.
Yeah. You need to know when that's just your turn. That ain't your coup de kata. That's just your turn. But Nug don't know. He don't. That's why we tell y'all sisters stay away from Nug.
Is mourning their loss. 29-year-old Sharita Criswell was shot and killed Saturday.
She was a beautiful person, a loving mother.
She was a mother of two.
They cry every day asking for their mom. But we gonna work through this and it's gonna get better.
Police say this man, 32-year-old Harry Lindsay, shot and killed her during an argument inside an apartment in Landover.
She did try to get away, but it was not in time. It was too late.
Police found Lindsay in less than 24 hours.
Metro Transit Police, who provided critical surveillance video to us, helped us locate the suspect.
Just days before the murder, police say Lindsay assaulted and strangled Criswell. He was arrested by Bladensburg police, but released to be monitored at home.
I can't tell you why that happened, but what I can tell you is that it should not have.
Criswell's mother says,
yeah. So they released this ninja on maybe a house arrest bracelet. So he strangled her and went upside her head, and they let him out 3 days later or whatever on a house bracelet, man. And that bracelet ain't gonna stop nobody. It ain't gonna zap him if he leave a perimeter. All right, he can go and do whatever he want, and he did.
Unfortunate. These toxic relationships are a norm in the hood. Yeah, Bonquisha and her toxic baby daddy fighting, and we grew up around this so much. We really thought this was normal. Men and women outside fighting in wee hours of the night just to get up later that morning or in the afternoon to act like everything buddy. And where are the parents? Seriously, these things boil over to this point because nobody can be checked. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully.
And this is a stereotype. Nug with the dreads, tattoos all over his body. What you got, Ebony?
I was just going to say, like, man, mental health is so real and so needed. You know, like we don't know the backstory about anything, but I do know that when somebody does time, and that does something to you psychologically, and you come and get back into the world, and things aren't going as you planned, and your baby mom ain't acting how you thought she was going to act. They snap. Like, this is happening all the time, all day, every day. I just wish there was something like some sort of program or something where they can get mental help when transitioning, because this is happening too often. This is so sad. I feel for the daughter and the kids and all that. This is just sad. But mental health is so real.
That's who suffers the most. That's
Right.
the being cold. That's the only people I can really feel bad for is the children,
Right.
because they are the only ones that are innocent. Respectfully, may that woman rest in peace.
Right.
But we are all about accountability over here, and this just didn't happen all of a sudden. But the kids got to deal with this forever.
Right.
Police, but released to be monitored at home.
I can't tell you why that happened, but what I can tell you is that it should not have.
Criswell's mother says she talked to Lindsay on the phone.
He said, "Ma, I'm sorry and I love you. I love your daughter. I'll never do it again." 4 days later, he killed my baby.
About a week later,
and that'd be part of it. So, yeah, look at, he said, Ma, I would never hit your daughter again, Ma. You know I love, yeah, you, Ma, you just like my mom. He helped her. He probably helped pay her rent. He helped Ma out. That D-boy money. So they all like, oh, that's just nug. He won't do it again.
And again, mom will see a bit of herself in her daughter taking abuse. There ain't, ladies, there ain't no way in heck I truly believe that a man ain't got no place hitting no woman. Brothers, if your woman hitting on you or you feel like you need to put hands on, walk away. I do not adopt the Corey Holcomb philosophy of put hands on. It's just no need. But I be's a big old ninja. It just ain't no room for it at all. Just don't. And because I say that, I don't see how mom is accepting a man putting his hands on her daughter. She's compromised, like Miss X said, compromised from that drug money on.
Yeah, everybody is bought and paid for, so it is what it is.
About a week later, investigators say he shot and killed Criswell.
We request routinely no bond, and oftentimes we receive a no bond status for the defendant. In this case, that didn't happen.
And now they are reminding anyone else who may be dealing with domestic violence to seek help.
It's too many women out here losing their lives over domestic violence, and it's not fair.
And the majority of the times, I don't disagree, because one time is too many. The problem is majority of the time is from ninjas like this. The man we tell y'all to stop sleeping with. Show us the mugshots of these men that's doing all this deleting. I guarantee you there's a pattern. All right, you're going to be like, man, it seems like the same guy over and over.
Very few men with collared shirts or high vis vests from working construction or working at Amazon. Very few, if any. These ninjas, tatted up, tank top, unkempt, and unhinged. And Miss Ebony Dean touched on something, talking about these guys coming from jail being institutionalized. Shout out to the movie Shawshank Redemption. There are very unnatural happenings in jail. I believe that jail is like closest thing to hell. It's very unnatural. Very unnatural. You can't just go in and stay to yourself. You got to learn prison politics and stuff, and you are going to be damaged. And that's what you get.
Yeah, the majority, I was saying, yeah, the majority, unfortunately, the majority of ninjas that do that type of time, a lot of time, 10 years, all that, like Mr. Walker said, compromise. They probably don't need to come back into society. Maybe we need to find them their own little population. For the most part, you got to really show that you fixed yourself, because the majority going to come out and do some dumb ish and end up right back in there. And they only going to release them right back into the hood. All right, they ain't getting out and going into the suburbs. They getting out, they're going to release them into the hood. The Cosmore Mayhem. Hey, hell, we let him out, we lock him back up, and he can probably delete a couple people or get some people arrested with him. They can't lose.
We know we talking about these my uncles and cousins to the absolute T, minus the woman deletion. They ain't doing that. I ain't gonna put that on.
So they need to start maybe putting brothels inside of prison. All right. Just let them get some kudakata and extend their stay and give them some kudakata. Huh.
It's
Well, those
already
oh.
wicked. Might as well make it a little humane. Go ahead.
I was gonna say those female officers that are working in there are busting it down and taking care of them while they're in jail. So they're getting some if they're working with them officers, those female officers in there.
But that's illegal. We talking about
It
something
is
legal.
illegal, but
Yeah.
they're still doing
They-
it.
we want something they ain't got to hide.
That's true. That's true. Some conjugals, but for their chicks, yeah.
There you go.
My friend Mia was taken out this way, same
Mm.
kind of situation. The guy didn't look like this though. He was clean shaven, went to college. So even when they look cleaned up and have good jobs, they can still be thrown off and crazy. Lying patterns, the lady had kids, watch these men in front around y'all's kids. Like the signs do actually are actually there. And when people tell you that things, you know, are a little sus, it's a red flag for you to pay more attention. So when the guys are saying, that the women have a hand in it, they kind of do, because these men have access to your children. So the best thing, or the only thing we could say when this happened to my friend was, thank God he didn't hurt the baby girl, and then that is what you lean on. But now this grandmother has two grandchildren that don't have a mother and potentially a father. Or was this guy the father? So ladies, like, uh I don't understand the allure of men that are in and out of prison or that look like this. Like, I get, like, the outside presentation is like, ooh, I get that. But
And that's enough for him. That right
but
there is
that
enough.
is not enough. That is not enough for your safety. That is just like the outer experience, the outer appearance of someone doesn't, because they look good, doesn't mean that they're safe. Doesn't mean that they're healthy for you. Like,
They be thinking with the little man in the boat is plain and simple. They ain't thinking about safety of their kids. Shoot, man, these women will have they daggone kids waiting outside in the project hallways while random nug beat their cheeks for all to hear. They
oh
ain't worried
my
about none of that.
goodness, Mr.
None of that.
Walker, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. That part.
Request routinely no bond. And oftentimes we receive a no bond status for the defendant. In this case, that didn't happen.
And now they are reminding anyone else who may be dealing with domestic violence to seek help.
It's too many women out here losing their lives over domestic violence, and it's not fair.
Now, Lindsay is charged with first and second degree murder and is on a no bond status. Police say there have been 10 domestic violence related homicides in the county this year. Alexis Wainwright, WUSA 9.
Yeah, so call. Because I would say a man didn't wake up one day and just delete a woman. There's always, I've only known a handful of people in my life that have done wicked stuff like this, and there was always a pattern. All right. They have been going through this stuff for years, and everybody knew they've been fighting and cheating on each other. Police always getting called, and then it ends terribly, and people are, but no, it's always a track record.
That's that part. And that is why we need to bring shame back. This is why we need to bring constructive criticism and judging back, righteous judging. We need to be able to look at our peers in our village and say what's wrong, because this is the fallout. Men like this with their vicious, violent cycles going unchecked because the gynocratic order, like Mr. X said, guys like this play by the rules. They go to Big Mom with twos and fews. Now it's okay if you hit my baby, long as you apologize and bring back some more money. It's okay if you act all wild, making the spot hot, as long as you come through with that money, and you'll crash out at our disposal. They like
that part. And I would say a lot of these women fit a stereotype as well. So ain't none of these women up here looking like Condoleezza Rice or, what's the one girl name? The podcast.
Candace Owens.
Yeah, Candace Owens or so. These women normally
Michelle Obama.
City girls. Yeah, all that. So they come up here looking ratchet, and they're dealing with a certain type of man. This is the majority of the time. So it's just toxic loving.
Yeah, and I know we joke a lot with the love after lockup stuff and life after lockup and all that, but those type of shows and stuff kind of promote these type of behaviors, showing, the love stories and glorifying it. It's not cute. Ladies, don't be pen paling, you just don't know who you're dealing with. You really don't know. And it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm not saying that everybody that's in prison is a horrible person and would do something like this, but it's just better to be safe than sorry, So I just think about stuff like that. And
Yeah. And my thing is to debunk when these people come up here and act like the majority of black men exhibit this type of behavior, and it's not true. It is such a small percentage that it ain't even worth talking about, but it is worth talking about, because if this happens one time, it's too many. So I get it. Even if 100 women were deleted or whatever the case, it's way too many. But quit acting like the majority of black men act like this. Not at all.
And it didn't just happen. Nothing just happens. Like Miss A said, there are patterns and there are events that lead up into these ultimate disasters. Bring back shame and we will be able to stop them.
And I think like with Corey Holcomb, when he made that statement, I don't think it was like he goes around bopping people upside the head. He just wants it to be understood that that ain't over him or under him.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh,
he
yeah.
will apply the pressure when he needs to, when somebody steps out of line. And I think that's okay. I would much
Corey
rather,
talking about dealing with hood rats. Yeah, he very specific about who he talking about.
because would Corey have let that girl get into his car? She would have understood right away that she should not even try him like that. So I would much prefer my son to move like that than to be the man that lets the woman get into the car and bully him.
Facts.
Like
Yes,
I'm not saying like go around bopping people upside the head, but it should never be an option where you're just going to let a woman dog walk you. That's just never the option. If you have to restrain her or do what you got to do, but they should know that not to disrespect you.
Says, don't forget, they have those matchmaking prison bae websites that are successful. These melanated women find nugs. What's that? On Tool?
I'm gonna look that up. That sounds so interesting, Rachel. I had no idea.
They do have them. They do, because I've seen them. Yeah.
And most of it's on Facebook. A lot of it's like Facebook community groups and stuff. Like these women, these Facebook prison groups. That's where most of the action's at.
The action.
That part. So as far as nug, to the pit, brother.
Madness. Fuck is you talking about? This is Sparta! You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me? Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
29-year-old Sharita Criswell has been unalived by yet again her boyfriend / father of her children. That's right. 4 days before the 4th of July, if I heard it right, or prior, because her mama was telling the story in tears when she was telling it. This guy had already been arrested for domestic violence charges, choking her and assaulting her and stuff. This joker got out, y'all. He got out, talked to this lady's mama, and told her mama, I'm sorry, it will never happen again. And guess what he did the 4th of July? Those kids now don't have a mother. Here we go again. A young man actually had the audacity to apologize to this woman's mother on the telephone, saying what he would not do. He loves her. He loves his children. Just all the song and dance, a bunch of bullshit. And then the 4th of July, he takes this lady's life. I'm going to tell y'all ladies something. You listen to me good. I don't know if you had a father figure in your life, but thank God I did. My daddy told me something that I would never forget when I was a little girl. I might have been 12 or 13 years old, but some things you never forget. My dad told me, if a man lays his hands on you, he's not a man for one thing. And if he hits you one time, he's going to do it again. No matter what he buys you, no matter how much he tells you he loves you, he's going to hit you again. And last but not least, he told me, tell your mama, don't tell me, because I will unalive him. So I knew at an early age, if a man ever hits me and disrespects me, he doesn't love me, because my daddy taught me, showed me, because he never hit my mom. So I knew he didn't love me, and I knew that he would do it again. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, when these men show you who they are, they choking you, beating on you, you getting them locked up, and then let them come back in, they showing you who they are. Now this 20-year-old girl is unalive by the father of her children, now that the kids don't have a father. And he sat up there and told this lady's mother, lied, telling her how much he loved her and all this stuff and what he want to do. You see that? You see?
And through all this is why men are so important. Where her daddy at? You keep saying, oh, he got a blessing from her mom, Big Mom. He talked to Big Mom. Big Mom this. Yeah, he said he wouldn't do it. Y'all seen that character? Like the dude, look exactly how he act. If a man was around, you would have sniffed that out. You were going to keep him away, but it's only women.
There you go. And they can be emotionally swayed. You hear what he called? He just got done going, putting hands and foots on the daughter. That's your baby. You once had to change her diapers. I don't understand the logic here. And now this ninja can call you and say, hey, your baby, you almost perished giving birth to. I ain't gonna put hands and foots on her no more because I loves her now. The daddy's like, you know what? Come show me how much you come. Let's go hunting. I want you to show me how much you love my daughter. Let's go hunt. We're going on a hunt trip. Have a little accident. Shout out to Al Gore.
What these men to do for you, choose your men wisely. But when God gives you a sign, I say this all the time, when God gives you a sign that somebody ain't who they say they are, and they lying, like putting their hands on you, you better believe it. Let them go. Let them go. Prayers going up for this family. I felt so bad for her mom. Her mom said he lied to me. He told me he loved my daughter. He said he would never do nothing to hurt her, and then he took her life. Ooh, this sad.
Yeah, it is. And y'all, it's going to keep being sad. Every day, every week, it's always a story. We're going to be here because we are journalists. We got to document it. But this stuff ain't going to end. It's actually going to probably ramp up sooner or later. Y'all better hunker down, man.
And it is. Unfortunately, things are going to get worse before they get better. Why? Human nature. They got to. Humans don't stop going on the course they are going without a mean pattern disrupt. They literally got to get to the edge of destruction before they turn around. They ain't close enough. It don't hurt enough. It ain't hit home enough. But it will.